Om Sang Saraswati Namaha. Namaste. Namaste. On page 222, Shaptamo Adhyaya Dhyanam. Om Dhyayam Ratnapite Shukalapatitam Srimatim Shamalam Yin Nasti Kandrin Saroje Shashikaksakalam Dara Balakim Badayantim Kawara Batamalam Niyamabita Cholikam Raptabastram Makam Yeshankapatram Madhura Madhumadam Chitrakot Bhati Palam Om Rishi Ruacha Agyaptaste Tatodayasha Chamunda Parogama Chaturangavalo Peta Agurabhyuta Jayuta Tadrishu State Tatodenim Ishastasang Gapastita Singasyo Parishailendra Sringay Mahati Kanchane Tidrisvatam Samadatum Udyavan Chakrutata Akrishta Chaprasidaras Tatanye Tatsmai Pataka Tatakopanchakarachir Amikata Rin Prati Kobena Chasya Patnam Vashivarnam Baputata Brukati Kutilatasya Lalata Palakat Rutam Kali Karala Batna Vinishkrata Sipatini Vitisprakapangadara Narmala Vibhushana Dvipi Charma Kridana Sluska Mansita Sati Bhiboiraba Ativistarabhatna Jivala Dana Bhishana Nimrata Matara Nantara Nanda Purita Nemuka Sabeyana Vipatita Gadayanti Makasuran Sayeta Drasuraninam Abhaksayata Takbalam Parshni Graham Kushagrahai Yodaganda Samamitan Samadai Kasta Hastina Mukhe Chiche Paparana Tateva Yodan Durage Ratan Saratina Saka Nishipya Pakri Dasanash Churva Yantyati Vairabam Ekantikra Hakeseshu Griva Yamata Chaparam Padinagram Yachebanyam Rasan Yamapotagat Tirmuktani Chatastani Mahasrani Tatasiri Mukhena Chakaharisha Tasamir Matita Yapi Balinam Tatpalam Sarvam Ashuranam Diratmanam Mamata Yachapachanyam Ayanstata Dikattata Asinam Nikata Kijit Kabanga Tardita Janmugi Dasamasura Dantagrati Bidi Hastatam Shamena Taplam Sarmam Asuranam Vipatitam Drisvatando Padudrava Tankalimati Vishanam Sarvasri Makavitir Vimachumi Jindam Mahasura Chadayamasa Chakrishta Undachite Sakasasa Tani Chakrani Dekani Vishamanani Tanukam Babuvatyartamam Bikpayapam Vipaina Vilsabukhani Kadodaram Tato Jakasati Rusha Imamaravanadini Kali Karala Patrankar Dudasha Dasanotwala Uthaya Chapakasingam Devi Chandamadavata Prihitva Chashakesheshu Chirasti Nasi Natsi Nat Atahamundo Kyatavatam Drisva Chandanti Patitam Tamapyapata Magya Kumo Sakagabi Hatandrisha Hatashesham Tatasinyam Dishprachandam Dipapitam Mundancha Mahaviryam Vishobhije Vaitataram Shirastandasya Kalicha Rihitva Nimunmevacha Prabhachanda Atmasamam Isramabhitya Chandikam Mayatabatro Aparito Chanamunda Makapasu Yudasya Yagyesvakam Shumbom Nishamam Cha Nisasi Rishi Ruvacha Tavarito Tato Driswa Chanamunda Makasuro Uvacha Kalim Kalyani Lolita Chandikavacha Yasma Chandam Chamundancha Grihitva Tamupagata Chamundeti Tatoloke Kyata Devi Bhavisati Let's return to page 222, please, and we'll begin the translation of chapter 7. Now the meditation. I meditate upon the goddess Matangi, the embodiment of the mother. She is the Angi, the Anga of the Ma. Matangi, she's the embodiment of the mother. Sitting upon a throne of jewels, she is listening to the sweet sounds of parrots, or sadhus trying to parrot the mantras in such ways as they can, in whatever ways they're able. The color of her body is dark. She has one foot resting upon a lotus, and she wears a half moon upon her head. Wearing a garland of flower buds, she plays the strings of a veena. She covers her body with a blouse and a red-colored sari. In her hand is a cup made of conch shell, and from her face comes a slight sweet scent that causes intoxication, and a brilliant spot of vermilion shines on her forehead. Om, the rishi said. In adherence to the command of self-conceit, passion, and anger set forth with 4 divisions of their army of thoughts, well adorned with weapons and armor. And remember, there was an infantry, there was a cavalry, there was the armored, and there was the generals. And that's the 4 divisions of the army. So here, their armored division were the elephants. They didn't have an armored cavalry like we do today. On a high peak in the Golden Mountains, they saw the goddess sitting on her lion, smiling with delight. And seeing her, the thoughts made ready to capture her. Remember, that was Self-Conceit's order. He said, fight with all your weapons, capture that goddess, bind her, and bring her here. She didn't come when sinful eyes went there, so now she'll come for you. Seeing her, the thoughts made ready to capture her. Some took up their bows, some raised their swords, some collected around the goddess to begin the fight. Then the mother of the universe became very angry with those attackers, and her face turned dark with rage. The eyebrows were scowling, and from her frowning forehead appeared the remover of darkness, Kali, with a terribly frightening face, who was holding a sword and a net in her hands. She wore a leopard skin garment and a garland of human skulls. Her flesh had withered, and she appeared as a skeleton of bones and very fierce. She displayed fantastic missiles of consciousness. Well, here she was, armed to the teeth. This skinny little 80-pound nuclear generator from Assam. Her mouth was immense, and she brandished her tongue as a sword that caused great fear. I mean, there is nothing more fearful than a woman's tongue. It just said it, I'm quoting scripture. Of all the weapons of which are known to humanity, there is nothing so sharp as a woman's tongue. Her eyes were penetrating and somewhat red, and her fearful roar was humming in all directions. The remover of darkness killed many great thoughts, and after destroying an army of thoughts in great haste, she began to eat them all. Her mouth was immense, and she just picked up those thoughts and digested them. She picked up elephants with one hand and put them into her mouth, together with their protectors, the driver with his goad, soldiers and bells. In the same way, she took warriors, horses, chariots with their charioteers, the entire cavalry of thoughts. She put them into her mouth and hideously began to chew. Anything else you want to think about? She'll consume that as well. She is devouring all our thoughts. She's chewing them up and digesting them all. Some thoughts she grabbed by the hair, others she crushed at the throat, still others trampled with her feet, and others she killed by a stroke to the breast. She picked up the great weapons of that army in her mouth, and in fearful anger she ground them with her teeth. She trampled that entire army of mighty and wicked thoughts and ate them all, and others she fiercely beat. Some fell by the blade of her sword, some were beaten by the missiles of consciousness. These katfungas, these missiles of consciousness, she just throws a missile of consciousness, and all our thoughts become incinerated upon contact. Some were crushed to death by her formidable teeth. In this way, that entire mighty army of thoughts was killed in a moment, so that we became quite thoughtless. Seeing this, passion attacked that excessively fearful remover of darkness. And that great thought, anger, rained his extremely terrible arrows and hurled 1,000 discuses against the fearful-eyed goddess. Oh, here come passion and anger. Say you're passionate about something. And every time you're passionate, you're a servant of self-conceit. Every time you're angry, you're obviously a servant of self-conceit. Those discuses entering into her mouth shone as a halo of light of the sun absorbed in many clouds. So it had the effect, all those discuses, you just opened her mouth and they went into her mouth, and it looked like the sun, the halo of light from the sun absorbed in the clouds, of no effect. Then, with a fearful roar, the remover of darkness laughed furiously, her teeth radiantly gleaming in her fierce mouth. Then the goddess, mounting upon the lion, seized Passion by the hair, and with a broad sword, she cut off his head. Seeing the death of Passion, anger attacked the goddess, and then in terrible anger, stabbing him with her sword, she laid him to rest on the ground. The remaining army, seeing the death of the terribly valiant Passion and anger, were overcome with fear and ran away. And thereafter the remover of darkness took the heads of Passion and anger in her hands and brought them to she who tears apart thought, and spoke to her with a great laugh. I present to you two great beasts, Passion and anger. You now in the war of sacrifice, you yourself will kill self-conceit and self-deprecation. And the Rishi said, seeing the heads of the two great thoughts, passion and anger, brought there, the goddess of welfare, she who tears apart thought, in sweet words, said to the remover of darkness, since you have brought me the heads of passion and anger, Chanda and Munda, henceforth you will be known in all the worlds as Chamunda, the slayer of passion and anger. Om Eng Ring Kling Chamundai Diche. Chanda and Munda are passion and anger, and Chamunda is the slayer of passion and anger, and Cha means to move, in Munda means in the head or the paradigm of reality. So Chamunda is also she who moves in the paradigm of reality. And she is the one who slays passion and anger. Let's see if there are any questions.
Swamiji, I have a question.
Yes, please.
There is one view that when we do our sadhana, we should not go into it with a view to attaining any spiritual experience. Whereas, because these are somewhat dangerous and might misguide us and make our ego increase our ego.
Okay.
The other view is that these are milestones that guide us in our sadhana. So how do you reconcile these two views, and what is the highest attitude we should take towards these possible experiences?
These experiences are mild distractions, actually. The objective is not to know a new experience, but the objective is actually to know who is having the experience, the experiencer. So we receive these experiences and they may become obstacles to us, or they may become signposts to us. In either event, we've got a destination in mind. And as we proceed along the journey, certainly we'll look at the signpost and then look at the map, but we're going to the destination. So don't get caught up in experience. I saw this, or I felt that, or I had this experience or that experience. The objective is not to have a new experience. The objective is to know the experiencer. So these experiences are certainly not something we want to pursue. I'm going to induce this experience because then we prejudice our meditation. We become biased in seeking a certain quality or characteristic of experience. Then we are no longer objective, looking at what is. We become biased and prejudiced, trying to induce a specific experience. So the experiences aren't it at all. And if you talk about your experiences, it's even greater diminishment and a detraction from your actual objective. Your actual objective is to know her, to be with her, and not to have colors or lights or flashes or whatever sensations that you may experience. That's not it. So don't stop there. Yes, please.
Swamiji, what is the symbolism of the color red and mother wearing a red sari?
Red is passion. And so she is vehement, she's passionate, she's got a point of view. And red is love. So red she's dressed in this passionate love. She loves us. And she loves us very strongly, very demonstratively, and that's why she's taking away our anger and our passion. And mostly we're talking about our misdirected passion. It's not that I want to love you dispassionately, but I want to love the right things with passion, with the right amount of passion, and so that I can make the journey. I don't want to stop the journey. No, I'm not seeking to worship without any passion. I can't pay attention unless I'm in love. When I'm in love, I'll pay attention to that which is beloved. So my passion, if it's properly directed, is going to be the benefactor to me. If it's a misdirected passion, it's going to get me into trouble. And now the function of wisdom is to discriminate. Which passion do I want to nurture and enhance? And which passion do I want to diminish?
Swamiji, Ambika from New Jersey.
Yes, Ambika?
She's asking a question where she says, can you speak to us about simultaneously slaying our passion and developing our passion? She's saying good passion for God, for our sadhana. Isn't that passion good?
Yeah, that's just what we were talking about, Ambika. We're just speaking about that very subject. The passion for God, the passion for Guru, the passion for demonstrating the sincerity of your love and respect through the privilege of acting passionately is good passion. That is, if you love your husband, that's good passion. If you love her husband, we're going to get into trouble. So therefore, discriminate. And that's how we use passion. It becomes a tool. Yes, please.
Swamiji, so when we are feeling selfish passion or anger, what do we do inside if we don't emote it?
Oh yes, I want to very much control myself so I don't make a bigger mess for myself than I'm already in right now. My first objective will be to be vigilant so that I don't create more problems that I have to deal with in the future. So now if I feel myself overcome with selfishness and overcome with misdirected passion and getting angry about the wrong things and expressing them in the wrong way, and I can understand that, I'm going to make a sign to myself, hey self, watch yourself. Maybe it's time for a timeout. Maybe I better take a time out and hide in the corner for a minute, or close off and become silent inside, or could be just take a deep breath and count to 10. Just remember the Divine Mother. And now from that centered place, let me think about what I really want to achieve through my actions. That would be, what is my goal in this interaction? Is my goal to be right? Or is my goal to achieve the positive outcome, which is fair for everyone? And once we've understood that, then I can put the anger away, I can put the passion aside, and now I can function efficiently and effectively.
Swamiji, question from Nanda from San Jose.
Namaste, Nandama.
Pranam Ma and Swamiji, can you please suggest how a sadhak can overcome passion or desires for the world?
For the world, it's a tall order. Let's start by overcoming them for myself. And then let me try to guide and influence my sphere of influence and see if I can inspire that sphere of influence to overcome their selfishness and their passion. And that would be a large order, Nanda. For the world, I don't know that that's possible.
Swamiji, a question from Kumari.
Yes, Kumari Mom?
At what point in a person's Chandi sadhana does mother come and destroy all the thoughts? Is it in the beginning, at the end, or somewhere in between?
All throughout. The beginning, the middle, and the end. She's constantly coming and taking away all the thoughts. And then there's another thought. But for a moment, now and then, we get to be quite thoughtless. And every time we remember what it's like, that interlude between the thoughts, every time we can remember that, and we make it a little bit longer, and a little bit longer until we delve deeply into meditation. So at no specific time does she remove all the thoughts. But when she does, we become timeless.
Swamiji, actually Nanda wants some clarification she wants to give. She wants to know how to overcome misdirected passion at an individual level.
Okay, that's a little bit easier for me. Nanda, all of the sadhana that we are practicing and all that we are teaching is designed to inspire us to get passionate about good things. Get passionate about expanding your asana. Get passionate about memorizing the puja. Get passionate about singing the songs. Get passionate about doing what you're doing because you want to be doing it. Now, as much as we direct the positive passion, so much do we diminish the negative passions. So fill yourself with positive accent. You've got to accent the positive.
Swamiji, what does it mean that mother, she destroys the thoughts, but then why she has to eat them all up?
She eats them, first of all, so that they have no personal existence of their own. They have no manifested existence of their own. And second of all, Twam Mukham Sarvadevadam Saptachira Vidmate. You are the mouth of all the gods. She takes all the negativities and that becomes, she ingests it. She takes the negativities away from us and that becomes her nourishment. Because of our devotion, she can take our negativities. So in the process of eating the thoughts, she's being nourished. And she's returning to us the prasad, which is pure positive input. And that's why she's eating them. Yes, please.
Swamiji, in order to discover the experience or to experience the experience, or some schools talk about always asking the question of inquiring who is asking, who is thinking this, who is thinking. What in our lineage or in Chandi sadhana, how do we get to see the experience or not the experience?
We just say, Mother, it is you who I'm watching. You are the experience. I'm so privileged to be able to see you as my experience. Everything that is you. So I don't have to ask, who am I? I know who I am. I am the witness of you. You are the experience. I'm not the experiencer. I just get to be your child and be your devotee. And I watch you. You are my experience. What else shall I experience? Do I want to see lights and colors and all kinds of other sensations running through the body? What do I care about this body? I only want to witness you. And that's the attitude of a devotee. The path of self-inquiry, who am I, is distinguished from the path of witnessing who you are. And that's what I want to know. I don't want to know who am I want to know all about you. I've had enough of me. For the last umpteen years, I've been thinking about me. And why shall I ask any more? Who am I? I want you.
Question from Janitri from Virginia.
Namaste, Janitri Ma.
Swamiji Pranam. How should we address when we realize that we are passionate about negative things? How should we address that?
Well, define your goal, Janitri. What is it that you really want? Stop for a moment when you find yourself getting attracted or you're passionate or you're getting angry. Just stop for a moment and say, what do I really want the outcome of this interaction to be? What is my goal? Where am I going and why am I going there and why is it important to me? As soon as we can ask these questions, then suddenly we'll find the negative passion diffusing. What do I really want to derive from this situation? What's the goal? What am I trying to evolve? And once I know that, then it becomes easier for me to control myself. I don't want to prove how right I am. I want to get what I want to get. Now what do I have to give to you in order to get to what I want to get? How can we make a deal? Hey, Janitri, let's make a deal. And if we can approach every interaction from that positive standpoint, then I don't have to get angry. I've got nothing to get mad about. I've got nothing to get passionate about where the negative passion is going to pull me away. If what I want is worth it, then let's make a deal.
And Swamiji Kumari is asking, are the Asura genders in the Chandi, like passion and anger, supposed to be an exhaustive list of negative forces or only a representative sample of them?
Kumari, I think they're more of an exhausting list. Because I get exhausted every time they attack me. No, they are representative samples, and they are broad categories, and there are so many specific instances where they send the general sends a major or a colonel who has another nuance to fighting the battle. But we can understand that all of these generals fit into three general categories. One is too much and too little. One is the great ego. And one is self-conceit or self-deprecation. These are the three basic categories. And then all of the other generals fit into six basic classifications: Kam, Krodh, Lobh, Moh, Modha, Matsarya. Desire, anger, greed, the ignorance of egotistical attachment, foolishness, and envy, or jealousy. These six are the six ripus, limitations of our behavior that bind us to the ego. These six are the basic umbrella under which all the other generals sit. Now, they're always accompanied by each other. I mean, they hang out together. These kinds of generals, when one of them comes, you can't tell, am I really angry or am I jealous? I'm angry because I'm jealous, or am I angry because I desire? Or am I angry because I'm greedy and my desire is not fulfilled and then I'm angry? They all hang out together. So this list of generals is a representative sample. There are so many nuances, and they usually hang out just like the Davy Munder clique. You know, they're a bunch of spiritual bums, and we all hang out together, and we call ourselves sadhus, spiritual bums. So in the same way, these generals all hang out together. These anger and passion and jealousy and desire and all of these various forms of limitations. It's not an exhaustive list, it's an exhausting list.
Swamiji, Ambika is asking, can you please speak about the role of our guru when it comes to slaying our passion and anger? It feels selfish to me if I assume that these thoughts will be slayed for me and then I receive the prasad. Of course, I also know I can't do it on my own. What to do?
You should get passionate about your guru. That's the best way. The more passionately you love your guru, the more you inculcate into your own behavior the attitudes which he reflects. The same poise, the same balance, the same wisdom, the same determination, all of these characteristics which she exemplifies in her behavior, the more passionately we love her, the more apt we are at employing these types of behaviors or attitudes in our activities. So, Ambika, the love of the guru is what allows us to slay our own demons. Because when we love her, we act like her. We think about her. When we think about her, we act like her. When we act like her, we achieve the efficiency that she has achieved. When we achieve such efficiency, the Asuras have no place to live. They knock on the door and no one's home. So the love of the guru, it's not selfish to think that the guru is going to take away all of the demons that perplex you. It's not selfish to think that all you have to do is love her and God will set you free. That is the path. The more you love her, the more you think about her. The more you think about her, the more you act like her. The more you act like her, the less prone you are to get into trouble. And that's just how it works.
Swamiji, question from Vishweshwar from Nepal.
Namaste, Vish.
Namaste, Ma and Swamiji. When I have negative thoughts in activity, how can we get help from Chandi in activity?
In activity, when you are active, recite her mantra. Every time you move into a mindless task, put your mind in mantra. I am one of the great dishwashers of the Devi Mandir. Because I don't wash the dishes, the mantra does. I just chant the mantra. And she washes the dishes through my hands. In the same way, when you are in activity, focus on the mantra whenever you get an opportunity. Of course, if you're performing brain surgery, I would rather that you focus on the brain that you're cutting, or the tissues that you're cutting apart. But if you're washing dishes or digging a ditch or chopping wood or carrying water, then put your mind in the mantra. Now, if you're performing brain surgery and you're focusing on the brain, withdraw from your activity for a moment and say her name. Every time you pick up another tool, say a mantra. Every time you avert your gaze, say a mantra. Bring yourself back to the center with every opportunity that you have.
Swamiji, you said cha means to move. Munda means paradigm of reality.
Yes.
What is paradigm of reality? Is it?
Loka, saloka. In the same loka. We're sitting in the same proximity, in immediate proximity. This is in my paradigm of reality. This is real to me. I can relate to it. We have a relationship. This is the same paradigm of our reality. Now I'm going to go outside and stare at the moon. Now I'm on the same plane of reality with the moon. The moon is real to me. Now we are all in the thoughts of the Chandi. We are all in the paradigm of Chandi. This is real to all of us. We are sharing a common reality, the same plane of reality, a shared experience. Does that explain it?
Swamiji, so it means that our minds are moving together, or the understanding that we all have
is moving together. That's very good. And I can experience that with my murti, with my altar, with my deity. We're in the same plane of reality. Hey, Mom and me. Ma achena rami achi, baba naki ache amar, mahi hati kat ekayami, ba neche sakal bar. Mother is and I am. And who can explain my joy? I eat for Mother's food, and Mother took my whole responsibility. This is really a delight. So here we have a plane of reality, a shared reality, a common reality. We agree that there's a means of communication here, even between myself and my deity, myself and my guru, myself and my satsang. We share the same paradigms of reality.
and she moves in this.
She moves in it. She is the paradigm of reality. She's the communication between us. She's within you, she's within me, and she is the bridge between the two of us. So she moves in the paradigm of reality. All that we see is the transformation of energy. And she is all energy. She is the embodiment of all energy. So she moves in the paradigm of reality. Cha means charami, chariyate, to move. Munda means the head, or all that you can know, all that you can think of. The sambit, all that is knowable to you. She moves in all that is knowable and our relationship to it. That is what is reality to us in this moment. That is her movement. And were she not moving, we wouldn't know anything. There would be no knowledge, no recognition. Consciousness would perceive without any object. That there is a second, there is duality, means there is Shiva and Shakti. So she moves in the paradigm of reality. All that evolves, all that changes, all that moves is her movement. Om, Aim, Ring, Klim. The three gunas. Srishti, Stiti, Loy, Mahakali, Mahalakshmi, Mahasaraswati, the creation, preservation, transformation, everything that's happened, the origin and the terminus and the intermediate points, the beginning, the middle, and the end, it's all her movement. And that's how we cognize it. And were it not her movement, we couldn't cognize it. And that's what it means.
Swamiji, Usha is asking,
Namaste, Usha. Namaste, Neil.
it seems to me that we do sadhana really just to remember her always and everywhere. Then she does the rest. Is that what Chandi tells us?
Oh, Ushama, do you know sadhana is something that starts out to be a discipline that we impose upon ourselves. Sadhana is the discipline of our lives, our spiritual exercises that we perform. But slowly, sadhana becomes the habit of our lives. It's the natural flow of our lives. It's the privilege of our lives. We get up in the morning and all I want to do is chant the Chandi. And then, sadhana is no longer the discipline of our lives. Sadhana is life itself. Everything we do in remembrance of her is our sadhana. And everything we do for her. So you're absolutely right. Sadhana is to remember her. And she'll do the rest.
Kumari is asking, is Divine Mother energy or is she the controller of energy?
Well, now you're talking about Shakti and Shaktiman. And Shaktiman is the name of Shiva. Consciousness is the perceiver of energy. And the Divine Mother is Shakti. She is the energy. So there's no controller. And there's no controlled. Just look at the reality of our lives. We're all out of control. We're trying to get into control. So the Divine Mother is the energy and she guides the energy, she controls the energy through the sanskaras, the impulses, the tendencies that we have. And we are trying to remember that we are Shiva, we are consciousness, we are eternal beings watching the dance of nature. I'd have to say that she's the controller and the controlled at the same time. Yes, Sarat.
Yeah, this is a general question. What's the difference between reading a scripture that has a dramatic battle going on as opposed to chanting the Gayatri mantra?
Oh, there's a tremendous difference. Chanting one mantra, for example, the Gayatri mantra, is a continual reinforcement of one principle. But when we watch the drama of a scripture and know that that is the drama that's going on inside ourselves, that's my story, I am the rishi, I am the businessman, I am the king, and it's my negativities which are entering into the mouth of Kali, then in the process there's a greater degree of freedom and surrender. The one mantra path, for example, the Gayatri, will be the path of Nirakar. It will be without form, moving into meditation without form. The Chandi Path, or the path of reciting a scripture, is the path of guided meditation. You're guiding your awareness into the presence of the divinity and then letting the deity take over your being and eradicate and eliminate all the negativities within.
Swamiji Vish is asking a question, Vishweshwar.
Yes?
He says, we have been discussing on the club if we can obtain pure devotion without sadhana, but by having good thoughts and good deeds.
And how will you have good thoughts and good deeds without sadhana? That is a sadhana. Now, what good thoughts would you like to think? Scripture, Shastra, mantra. Which examples would you like to follow? The examples of the rishis. So now you're back to sadhana. Vish, I don't think that there are any good thoughts that come, that remain with us without sadhana. Good thoughts may come and good thoughts may go, but sadhana makes them stay.
Swamiji, question from Nandu.
Yes, Nandu, Baba?
Namaste, Ma and Swamiji. Did Ramakrishna come to show that devotion is one of the ways to reach the truth, or did he come to show that bhakti was the only path and jnana inferior?
Oh no, Nandu, Gyan is not inferior to bhakti. Gyan is what creates bhakti. The more you know, the more you love. The more you love, the more you learn. They're not separate. Gyan and bhakti are not separate paths. Only for the uninitiated are they separate. If you're in love, you pay attention. You can't meditate without love. You pay attention to that which you love in the degree that you love it. If you're not in love, you won't pay attention. How many times did you find yourself going to school with your mind outside the window? You weren't in love and you weren't inspired. Gyan and bhakti and karma, they are inseparably interconnected. Nandu. And if you try to separate them, I think you're bound to misunderstanding. I believe Ramakrishna came to enforce that principle. He was a devotee, there's no question about it, but he practiced intense meditation. And he was a Gyani. He listened to scriptures every night in his room. He was a Gyani, he was a Bhakta, and he was a Dhyani. Oh, how do you want to classify him? He was a child of God. He loved her in all the ways he possibly could. I don't believe he came to demonstrate that Gyan is inferior to Bhakti. How can you have devotion unless you know something? You got to know to whom you should be devoted. You have to have an object of devotion. So Gyan is an adjunct, an inseparably connected portion. It's inseparably connected to devotion. You can't have wisdom without devotion, and you cannot have devotion without wisdom. Being devoted is the wisdom. You can't meditate without either.
The question from Ambika: if we want to fill ourselves with good thoughts, why are there so many violent images in the scriptures? How do we reconcile this? Thank you.
Ambika, the best thought I can think is all of my negativities entering into the mouth of God. Go ahead. That is a good thought. She is digesting all of my negativities. I have given all of my negativities, all those voices debating and chattering in my mind. I gave them a form, I gave them a diction, I gave them a language, I gave them all became anthropomorphic, and they marched right into her mouth. And those that didn't go willingly, she just picked them up and be thoughtless, be free from all negativities. Is that not a good thought?
Swamiji, a question from Vish. Please, can you explain more about how we can move our energy around when we establish letters in different parts of our body? How do we move our energy attention to each part? This connect to the nyas.
Yes, each letter resides in a certain portion of our body. Each goddess resides in a certain portion of our body. If you touch that place, every time you say the letter, you'll feel a sensation there. And every time you feel that sensation, after a while you don't have to touch the place, you just say the letter. And you'll feel the sensation. So as you move the letters through your body, you can feel the different sensations as they touch the various places. And now your body becomes filled with energy. It's energized, and you become the manifestation of energy. You become one with her. All vibrations flow through. That's how we move the energies.
asking, when I chant the Nirvana mantra, what thought or emotion or mood should I have in order to have the best results from this mantra?
Only her. Just look at her image. Look at her murti. Look at her picture. Look at her and say, it's you that's moving. It's you who has assumed every form that I'm perceiving, every emotion I'm looking at, every object and relationship in this sansar. It's you. And now I want to see you in your real form. Not in all these transitory forms that are flitting across the screen of my mind. I want to see you as you actually are. That will be the most efficient concept that you can hold still while you're chanting the Nirvana mantra. Om Sam Saraswati Namaha. Namaste.